Okay, welcome back to Life is in the Lyrics, part 2 of our Grammys episode. Find out what Priya really thinks about Kendrick Lamar. And can Priya and I stay focused enough to get through the rest of the list? Thanks for tuning in. Here we go. Okay.
All right. The next one on the list is Die with a Smile by Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga.
You love this song.
I do love this song.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about this in the kind of our top musical memories of 2024. And so this was one of mine.
Right.
But you weren't a fan. So tell us your thoughts about it now.
I know this is going to be bad, but I kind of feel the same way about this as I feel about the Billie Eilish song.
Which is?
I turn it over if it ever comes
on.
on.
But why?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just, it's so... it just seems so formulaic, and this is coming from somebody who likes Taylor Swift, who is pretty formulaic. But I don't know. I think it's one of these songs. It's another example of, it's like I didn't like it the first time I heard it or something like that, and so now I turn it over every time I switch channel or whatever. When I really probably should just listen to it and give it a chance.
But have you listened to it a couple of times? Or
No.
No? Okay. This is an excellent episode.
Yeah. Sorry, listeners.
Talking about
this is really, Priya is carrying this episode.
All right. Here's what it says about this in the, actually, I think the little information that I'm reading is from the Grammys page about each song nominated.
Great.
So it says, put two musical legends together and you get a masterpiece. For Gaga and Bruno Mars, that piece of artwork is Die with a Smile, a grandiose ballad about not taking your relationships for granted. It's reminiscent of the sultry duets of the 1960s, such as Sonny and Cher's I Got You, Babe. We all love that song. Frank and Nancy Sinatra's Something Stupid. Yeah.
What do you love about this song? Because you really love this song.
I really do love it. It's something about the vibe of it. It's very unlike current music. So to me, it has a retro vibe to it. And
kind of like that Frank Sinatra-esque.
Well, I mean, they reference Sonny and Cher and Frank and Nancy Sinatra. I don't know. I felt like it reminded me of when Bruno Mars first came out, and he was more of a crooner. Like he sang a lot of love songs.
Yeah.
And they were really heartfelt crooner style love songs. And I just felt like this was kind of a return to that style of his, as opposed to his more kind of flashy music that he now does. Like that other song he has out right now, APT, or APT it's called.
Oh, right. Yeah.
APT, and I just don't get it. It's got a great beat, but it doesn't mean anything to me. So I just felt like this was a bit more meaningful, and I really loved their voices together.
Yeah,
but I don't know what that means. Yeah.
I don't know what that means either.
Me too.
It's not nominated, so we don't have to talk about it.
We don't have to talk about it. And I guess that's all we're going to talk about this one.
So, well, but with the lyrics, so you like the style of this song, but then do the lyrics,
yes,
after doing your deep dive into the lyrics,
yes.
does that?
Well, I mean, this is a song that's quite easy to follow because the lyrics are pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
So I knew the lyrics before I had to read them. It's just really simple. It's just about somebody, he says, I wake up from a dream and where we had to say goodbye. And I just realize how much our love means to me. And it's just about, like the Grammys say, not taking the love for granted. And I think it's just a really beautiful sentiment about some of the lyrics that they say. If the party was over and our time on earth was through, which I think is just an interesting line. The party, meaning life.
Yeah.
And our time on earth was through. I'd want to hold you just for a while and die with a smile. I think that is so beautiful. When I think of some couples where like they've been together for 50 or 60 years, and you always hear these stories about one of the couple dies and the other one follows shortly after because they can't live without that partner.
Yeah.
So that's
like that
what it
scene
brings
in
to
the
mind.
Titanic.
Yeah.
With the couple, they just get into bed and hold each other as the water comes in. Yeah.
I know. Like that even just makes me kind of, it's so evocative to me. So that's kind of what I love about this song. I won't ask you what you love about it because you don't love it. Okay, let's move on to a song we know you'll have something to say about, and that is Fortnite.
Love this song.
Okay, tell me why.
It's quite, I mean, we don't have to beat this dead horse, but Taylor Swift is an incredible lyricist.
Yes.
You know, she is a storyteller. And I find that with this song, it's a great duo
Mhm.
with Post Malone.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of, it's like so classic Taylor Swift when she writes her lyrics. You can visualize what or your own interpretation.
Mhm.
You can create your own imagery of it. I was supposed to be sent away, but they were
Mhm.
trying to come and get me or something
They
like that,
forgot to
right?
come and get
They
me.
forgot
Yeah.
to come and get me. And it's just like you could take those words as they are written,
Mhm.
but then when you think about that line, it's like they forgot to come and get me. He's like, who are they?
Right.
And I was supposed to be sent away. Like, what does that
Like where?
mean? Like
Yeah.
physically sent away, or you were an idea, and people were like abandoning the idea of you,
Yep.
or so. Yeah, I really loved this. I love this song. It's a standard of mine on my playlists.
Yeah, I mean, I love this song too, and I loved the video. So cool. I love that Ethan Hawke is in it too. Let me just
Oh
read what
yeah, the
the
video was great.
very, very cool. But when you look at the lyrics compared to the video, to me they seem like a weird juxtaposition because the video is so sci-fi, futuristic,
Yeah.
and then the lyrics are kind of just about life. But here's what the Grammy said about
Okay.
this song being nominated. Taylor has become increasingly transparent in her artistry through whimsical lyrical metaphors and cinematic music videos. Fortnite is no exception, as Swift likens a crumbling relationship to the failure of the American dream. In its sepia toned visual, she's an asylum escapee taking the forget him pill, washing away their million paged saga. I love this song so much, and I find the lyrics so interesting because some of her lyrics are like easy to decipher, like you say, like
Hmm.
or easy to understand because they just everybody can relate to it, like all
Yeah.
too well. Like who can't relate to that
Hmm.
song and looking back at a relationship and the effects it's had on you once it's over. But these ones are a little bit. This one's a little bit more like put your own spin on it.
Hmm.
So, did you have any lyrics that kind of jump out at you from this one?
Well, I love you. It's ruining my life. I think is such a
Yes.
great
Yes.
lyric, and I think it's one of those lyrics that is totally relatable
Uh huh.
because how like relating that to a relationship, and if you've ever been in a dysfunctional relationship or a relationship that's not working,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's just the wrong time
Yeah.
for one of us or
Right.
both of us. We're not at the right place in our life. We haven't had enough experiences in our life. But that love it's not a theoretical thing. It's not rational. It's the feeling.
Yeah.
And then your emotions take over. And so, I thought that line, yeah,
I
love
do love that song.
you.
It's
It's ruining
ruining
my
my life.
life.
I love you. It's ruining.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
I also love this line. I took the miracle move on drug. The effects were temporary.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I think that's really like, yeah, I love that line so much. Here's another lyric I like. And for a fortnight there, we were forever. Run into you sometimes, ask about the weather. Like you think that that relationship you're in is going to last forever and ever. And
Hmm.
then you become strangers and then you see this ex partner of yours and it's
Yeah.
like you're just making silly small talk.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that, growing up and seeing relationships crumble.
Hmm.
And I remember thinking in my 20s that I remember saying I was having a conversation with someone. I'm like, yeah, I can't imagine ever not having or not considering a relationship of, an ex not being a meaningful interaction. Like
Hmm.
I didn't articulate it that way, but I just couldn't get my head wrapped around how somebody could be so important in your
Yeah.
life, and especially at that time the models were my parents, right? It's like,
Hmm.
okay, so you dated when you were teens, you got married, you had 3 kids, and then your relationship breaks up, and it's like, how can the person who's got so much connection to
Yeah.
you all of a sudden just be like just another.
I know. I always find that really weird. It's like in an instant, like the minute
Hmm.
you say, okay, we're broken up, like that instant, that person is just now a stranger.
Yeah. Or not that, well, they're not a
Not a
stranger,
stranger, but
but
they're
they're
like
just, they're not an incredibly important part of your life anymore. And I find
it's
that's,
just yeah, it's just
yeah,
like they do become kind of a stranger because from that moment on, you don't know anything about what there is in their lives.
yeah.
Whereas until that moment, you knew everything about their lives.
Hmm.
I mean, of course, we all have our secrets, but I always find that kind of like a heartbreaking thought, even to
Yeah.
think about. Even if all relationships are not meant to last, like go the distance, I think that's a really so, in some ways, this song and Billie Eilish's song kind of have some similarities.
Yeah.
Riva just let herself in. Hi,
Okay.
silly girl. She just opened the door and let herself in. She's like, I've been waiting out here long enough, bitches. You have
Okay.
not let me in. I'm going to open the door and get in on this.
Okay, but you have to sit down and be a good girl. There we
I
go.
just want to say one of the lines that I misheard. She says, "Your wife waters flowers. I want to kill her."
Yeah.
And I always thought she was saying, your wife brought us flowers. I want to kill her.
Oh,
And I was
right.
like, yeah, yeah, you want to kill her. Why? Because you're having an affair with this guy? Like, what's happening? I didn't know that
Yeah.
exact line.
Okay. So let's move on to the next one because we could end up talking about Taylor Swift for a long
Forever
time.
and ever and
Yeah.
ever. Okay, the next one is Good Luck Babe by Chapel Roan.
Yes, I love this song.
I love this song too. And I kind of dig Chapel as an artist. She's very much her own. She doesn't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I will turn the lights off the minute this intrudes in my personal life too much. You know, like she's been very vocal about that. The minute this starts to affect my family or my friends, I'm going to just stop. I think that's really cool of her. I will just read what the Grammy said and then let's hear what you think about it.
Okay.
Chappell might have written Good Luck Babe in 3 minutes. That's astounding. But this breakthrough single has left the impact of a lifetime as the singer's debut on the Billboard Top 100. The cathartic indie rock track wishes a hopeless flame well after denying their queer identity.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a lyric. When you wake up next to him in the middle of the night with your head in your hands, you're nothing more than his wife. And when you think about me all those years ago, you're standing face to face with, I told you so.
Mm-hmm.
So she says, I think throughout the year, I'm like, what can I get away with? Because right now it's pretty tame for what it's like to be a gay artist. But I just want to see how far I can go. So, I mean, I guess now it's, it's not like it was in I don't know, the 2000s or something like you're queer, you're here, we're used to it, right? But she's saying
Yeah.
like she needs to push the envelope.
Yeah, because basically anyone can see anything online now. So the ideas or what queer the LGBTQ community, how they were dressing and dancing, like all of those
Or even
things.
singing about gay relationships and stuff.
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
It wasn't done
yeah, and
so much.
well, it wasn't that available.
Right.
I think that's the part. So now we're kind of numb to so many things because it's just everything is available
I
24
wouldn't say
hours.
numb. I would say now we're like, in general as a society, it's more common and it's more acceptable, except for those assholes who are still like, we only want certain people to be in the limelight.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about being numb about LGBTQ
Okay.
though. I was just saying in general, we're used to seeing so much
Yes,
and having access to so much information and visuals
that's true.
that it's harder to be
Mhm.
outraged sometimes, I think. And I'm generalizing, of course,
No, you're
right?
right though, because I remember like when Katy Perry first came out, when she was first a big star, she had a very kind of bubblegum princess, like
Yeah.
Barbie kind of look and aesthetic, and that was her whole vibe, and it was very much a Katy vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
But now, like, it's harder to kind of stand out that way. And certain artists, like Taylor, for example, she doesn't really do that. But Chapel really does have a very distinctive kind of look that she brings to her stage performances, which I think is super cool.
stylization.
Super cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen little clips of her without all of the makeup and the outfits, and she's a really, kind of American apple pie looking person,
Yeah.
right? And but when she's
On stage.
on stage, when she's working,
Yeah.
she very much takes it to a different level.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought this this is
I love
just
this
such a
song.
catchy song to begin with. But
Have you-
I
have you-
actually didn't know that she was gay. I thought
Oh.
that she was just popular with the gay community. I didn't realize that
Yeah. I don't think I really knew it until I heard some
until she
interviews
had
with her.
said, yeah.
But I don't ever care
No,
about
yeah,
that
yeah.
with artists. So
Well, yeah, I think that's a bit of a double-edged sword as well, though, because knowing whether someone has quote unquote lived experience
Mhm.
makes a difference to
Right, but I mean,
uh
I've never thought of her music as being LGBTQ oriented.
oh, okay.
So I
Yeah.
just appreciate her music and then I don't care. Like I didn't know
Yeah.
Billie Eilish was gay.
Hmm, hmm.
And she said, I thought everybody knew I was gay. I didn't know I had to say it.
Yeah.
But like I don't care that you're gay. I like your music.
Hmm,
So it
hmm.
doesn't matter to me
Yeah.
what you do in your private life, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, do you
Any other lyrics that stand out for you in this
Yes,
song?
the very first lyrics to me I think are really nice, where she says, "You can say that we're nothing, but you know the truth, and guess I'm the fool with her arms out like an angel through the car sunroof."
Hmm.
I think that's just a beautiful
Yeah.
thought of just being so in love and proud of it
Yeah.
that you're
Yeah.
just like, "Hello world, I'm in love and I'm proud." Meanwhile, her partner is kind of like hiding and having like an affair with her
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
she's married and, you know.
Yeah, it's that I don't want to call it off, but
Yeah.
you don't want to call it love. You only want to
Yes.
be the one that I call baby.
Yes, and then later she says, "Think I'm gonna call it off even if you call it love. I just wanna love someone who calls me baby."
Yeah.
So I like
Yeah.
that she does that flip.
Yeah.
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 It's a really
It's
cool song.
it's a great catchy song and it's great for a workout warm up, just saying.
Okie doke.
Just saying.
I'm picturing you on the treadmill right now.
Mhm.
I also love the way this song ends, you know? It kinda just it keeps going on. Uh,
Oh yeah,
it
it
kinda goes
slows
slow
down.
down, like
Yeah.
yeah, it's just cool.
Yeah.
Alright, now we're coming up to a song that I don't even know how to comment on, and that is "Not Like Us" by Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, I think, and we talked about this several times
Yeah.
leading up to this recording,
Mhm.
and I, I think we do need to get some hip hop aficionados
Definitely.
and
Hip hop rap, you know?
yeah, I get them to share what are the elements that
Mhm.
because they did this kind of music doesn't connect with me.
Yeah, you know, and like I said to you that in terms of rap, the only artists that I kind of really appreciate are Eminem, and that sounds so stupid and lame because he's white. But I don't know how to comment on this because what I find difficult about a lot of rap music is how disrespectful it seems to women. You know, there's a lot of
Hmm.
bitches and hoes, and even in this song. And there's a lot of the N word and stuff. And I get it. Like, you know, it's like saying my homeboy when they're saying that word. But I don't like to hear that word at all
Hmm.
utilized. But this song has some lyrics to me that are just really objectionable. But let's hear what the Grammys say about it. Kendrick Lamar and Drake have been throwing shots at each other for the past decade, but it wasn't until Drake's claims of being the best of the big three rappers, including him, Lamar, and J. Cole, in 2023 that the battle climaxed. The next 6 months saw back and forth diss tracks such as Lamar's Euphoria and Meet the Grahams. In a sweeping moment in May, Lamar reigned superior with Not Like Us, poking fun at Drake's OVO brand alongside accusations of pedophilia and disingenuous relationships with other artists. So when this released, it debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and might be his first gramophone in the Song of the Year category. I don't know what that means, but
His first gramophone's first award.
oh, I see, I
It's a
see. Okay,
gramophone.
that is very true. Yeah, I just it stayed on the top of the charts for a very it broke a lot of records, but I just like I understand diss songs, you know, but when they start attacking like your character and stuff, I'm just like, whoa, I don't get it. I don't get why you have to be so like accusing someone of pedophilia and like, ugh, I don't get it. You?
Mm. Yeah, I think it's just that we don't get it. Like it's
Yeah.
not a genre that we get. Like I think there's probably all kinds of music out there where lyrics are accusing people of things that they're not. But yeah, I just think like this is just a genre of music that I don't understand, and I don't think this might be controversial to say. I don't think it's written for people like me.
No, I don't think so
You
either.
know, and hip hop is the most popular music genre in the U.S.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
no,
I would
and
have thought country maybe.
I don't remember hip hop being that big of a deal growing up
Right.
in these award shows that, we would see. Like they'd have like a token,
Yeah.
sort of thing. So I think that generally speaking, it's probably a lot of angry lyrics, I'm assuming, because they have a lot to be angry about.
Well, I mean, this is a diss track, right? And so I guess it is going to be angry. And from what I read about it, it is widely regarded as the most successful diss track of all time. But let's just read some of the lyrics that to me just. Okay. To any bitch that talked to him and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from him. Okay.
Hmm.
So calling him a pedophile. And then what's OVO for? The other vaginal option?
Hmm.
Pussy. Okay. And your homeboy needs subpoena. That predator move in flocks. That name got to be registered and placed on neighborhood watch. Like, it's beyond me. So I don't know how to comment to this. But you know what? Based on the reviews that I read, I wouldn't be surprised if this won Song of the Year. Although I am surprised kind of that it's nominated because their what do you call it?
Rivalry?
Their rivalry, their beef, whatever, has exploded into the real world, and there's like
Oh yeah, there's
murders and
yeah,
stuff going on. It's
yeah.
like,
There's
why are
those
you
home invasion
Yeah,
attempts at
at
Drake's
Drake's
house.
place? Yeah.
Yeah,
So why are you giving so much legitimization to a song that is actually spilling out into the world into violence? It seems to me a weird thing.
yeah. I just kind of feel like I just don't know enough about it,
Yeah.
and what we're talking about or what you're saying about this
Hmm.
controversy just seems like such an obvious distillation of
Yeah.
the problem when it's probably
We're out of our depths here.
yeah, totally.
Let's move on.
I also wonder, it's like, is this also perhaps they're both in on it and this is just a way?
Right?
Yeah, I don't know if that's the naive person in
Wouldn't
me,
that be?
but I don't know.
That would be
Maybe.
something if they came out to say that it was all just a way to sell more records. Except for now, Drake is suing
Yeah.
Universal Music. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move along. So Please, Please, Please by Sabrina Carpenter is next on the list.
Yeah, another Jack Antonoff song.
Yeah. Who is famously one of Taylor's huge
Collabs.
co-writers. Yeah. So this is what the Grammy said about it. If Espresso hadn't already catapulted Sabrina as one of the biggest stars of 2024, Please, Please, Please solidifies her status as one of the music industry's key players. In typical Sabrina fashion, this 70s inspired tune features witty and playful lyricism with a short and sweet singer begging her new lover to stay faithful and true. The single, co-written with Jack Antonoff, also marks her first #1 track on the Billboard Hot 100, sitting comfortably above Espresso's #2 placement. So what do you think about this
So
song?
she's the third listed songwriter.
Yep. Okay.
And I remember years ago reading about
The order?
the order.
Yeah.
And so it's basically
The bigger writer,
yeah,
the most
the
contributions gets the first,
right. And
Yeah.
then it goes in order
Mhm.
that way. And I
which
don't
makes
know
you
why.
wonder.
Yeah, and I think it's important for some artists to make sure that they get billing on these songs because that's really how they make their money.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
And that there are three artists, three writers on
Mhm.
this song, and Sabrina Carpenter's the third one. It does make me wonder.
How much
Did-
she contributed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And whatever, she's contributed and that's fine. She's what's interesting about Sabrina Carpenter is she's been in the industry for years.
Has she really?
Yeah, she's like a child. She was like one
Was
of
she
those
one of those
child
Disney
TV.
people?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
She's like Ariana Grande, Justin Timberlake kind
I
of,
had no idea. Like Selena Gomez, all those. Wow.
yeah, Selena Gomez. That's probably a
That's
better.
a machine. The Disney machine really does turn
Yeah.
out some huge artists.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Disney, but I do remember
something
reading
like
that
that.
she was, she's been performing and
Right.
been in entertainment for years. So great for her to have this kind of success.
Yeah.
I do feel a bit like, and again, I know we're talking about song, and so this is about structure and lyrics and
Right.
that sort of thing. But I wonder what the social media popularity, how that impacts how these songs get on the radar.
Mm.
Because, some of these songs, I'm sure they're great, but are they really, these are the top songs? Like some of them, like
That's a good question because there's so
there's
many
a
songs
lot
that come
of
out
really
a year,
good
right?
music that's out there. But if it's not,
Sorry, that just came
Yeah.
out.
But if it's not, like if it's not the recommended song for your TikTok or your Instagram reel or whatever,
Yeah.
are you already getting a leg up because you're on the radar?
That is a good question. I'm trying to think. I mean, these are all, of course, incredibly popular songs.
Yeah.
So maybe they base it on what are the most popular songs of the year and then look at those to cull their nominations from. Who
Hmm.
knows? Who
Who
knows?
knows? Yeah.
But what do
Anyways,
you think
that's
about
just
this
what the
song? Do you like the song?
Yeah, it's fine. I feel the same way about this as I do about Billie
Billie Eilish,
Eilish.
yeah.
Yeah. It's fine.
Did you read the lyrics? No.
Yeah, I've read the lyrics and
Okay.
it's fine. I mean, but again, I'm not blown away by
Mm,
I'm not
okay.
it's another song about relationships.
Yeah, but it's about a specific kind of relationship, right? It's about a kind of relationship where where your partner is they're not great to you and they're not your friends and family don't approve. They don't like this person and it starts off saying, "I know I have good judgment. I know I have good taste." It's funny and it's ironic that only I feel that way.
Hmm.
But she goes on so much like, "I heard that you're an actor, so act like a stand-up guy. Whatever devil's inside you, don't let him out tonight." It's about somebody who just cannot.
Who's this about?
I
Do we
don't know
know?
who it's about, but the video has her ex, Barry Keegan.
Oh, yeah,
Keegan,
yeah.
however you pronounce it, the actor who I
Yeah.
love and who got a lot of hate once they broke up because fans be cray. And once somebody breaks up, it's like, "Oh, you must have done something wrong, and we're
Yeah,
gonna
because we
hound
all
you."
know from the
Right?
tap. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he's an amazing actor. I actually think this is a really well written song. Like if you read the lyrics and then I watched the video, I thought the video was a really fun video. But it's a really well written song. Like, please don't prove I'm right. Like I know that you're not a great partner for me, but just don't prove I'm right. Just act
Hmm.
like a stand up guy tonight because I'm in love with you and I can't kind of tear my, like we've all been in relationships where we know this is not a great partner for us, but there's something that is just magnetic between the two of you, so you
Is this
stay there.
different from Billie Eilish?
Well, that one, it's a little bit different because that is just about a relationship where the other person thinks it's more casual. This one to me is like this guy is just not a good person.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup so nice."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I really like this song. I love the musicality of it, and I like the lyrics. I think it's a really well written song.
I'm sorry, I'm really not giving you much, am I?
No, it's okay. We have very different opinions on the songs.
Yeah.
I think that's good. And then the final one is Texas Hold'em.
Right.
I of course
This ain't
fiance.
Texas.
This
Woo!
yeah, ain't no Hold'em. Hey,
Hey,
let's lay your cards down, 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 down. Okay.
down.
How many times do you think Beyonce has won Song of the Year, if any? She's the
She,
most
she
nominated
had
artist in Grammy history.
most nominated.
Hmm.
She hasn't won any, has she?
No, she hasn't. No,
Yeah.
actually, she has. She won for Single Ladies. Pardon me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because isn't I can't keep track of the different awards, but she gets what was the one that Kanye West interrupted Taylor Swift? Was that MTV or was that Grammys?
I think it was the Grammys.
Yeah, like she keeps getting shut out. Beyonce keeps getting shut
Yeah.
out of things, right?
Yeah, actually, I read that she's the most nominated and she's one of the most awarded, but she has not won in the top 4 categories, apparently.
Why do you think
So-
that is?
Bad luck every year? I don't know. Like that whatever artist won in those categories that year just had a better year. Who knows?
What was
Do
that
you think
award?
it's do you
what-
think it's
What,
something
what
more-
was that award ceremony where it was just a couple years ago where the camera cut to somebody who was saying, "Oh, they bought this award."
Oh God, I don't remember.
Do you remember that?
No.
Like, yeah, Jay-Z and Beyonce were
Oh,
in the
wow.
audience and she got an award for something. And this, DJ, or I don't know
Yeah.
who it was, not Dua Lipa, some guy was caught on cameras. They think he was saying, yeah, they bought this award.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know that, but
I kind of feel like one of the problems might be that they have too much power.
who does?
Jay-Z and Beyonce as like a
Oh,
power couple,
interesting. Okay.
and that might impact I mean, who knows? I really want to believe that, and it's most likely true that there's a lot of stuff that I just don't know about,
Mhm.
and I know I don't know a lot of stuff, but who knows what's going on behind the curtain? So she doesn't get any of these top 4 awards. Big deal. Like, what would it do for her in any way other than give her bragging rights? Does she need
She
to win an
doesn't need
award in
it,
any of
but
these categories? She's
I
got all these other awards, and you
yeah,
know,
but they are the top 4
of-
awards that she hasn't
I know,
won,
but
you
it's
know?
so arbitrary.
It
That's the
is
thing.
arbitrary, but still, like, every actor wants to win an Oscar.
Mm,
It's the gold
pinnacle.
standard. It's the
Yeah.
pinnacle of your industry. So I get it, and
Hmm.
it must be annoying for her to be the most lauded artist in Grammy history, but still not winning in those categories. There's probably a lot of, it's because I'm black. I'm sure that there's some of that.
Probably.
And
I
probably that's
mean,
true. Who knows?
yeah.
So this is what the Grammys had to say about it. Aside from its addictive, twangy instrumentation and chant-worthy lyrics, the Cowboy Carter lead confirms Beyoncé's artistic range while simultaneously encouraging much-needed conversations about the diversity of the country genre. An ambitious venture indeed, but one that paid off, making Queen Bey the first Black woman to top Billboard's Hot Country Songs chart, which
Hmm.
is impressive. Goes back to what you were saying about country
Yeah.
music and Black artists. Although cool that 2 of the artists that are nominated in this category are Black artists nominated with country songs.
Country songs. Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
kind of hope one of them wins, maybe.
I was reading this article about Beyonce talking about why she wrote this and why she wanted to explore country genre. And in one of the articles, her response was that she performed at the Country Music Awards with the Chicks,
And got
and she felt very unwelcomed.
Yeah.
And she wanted to better understand why. And so she took basically 5 years she said, she did a deep dive into the music and the history. And this is a result of that.
Yeah, and it's a very cool album, but to me it doesn't feel like a country album because it doesn't sound like a country
Have you
album.
listened to any other songs on the album?
I listened to the entire album.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
When it first came out. I was
Okay.
like, I'm so curious about this. And I listened to the entire album, but I just feel like she's invented her own country genre. It's doesn't sound like any country album it doesn't sound like typical country music. Whereas Post Malone's F1 Trillion to me does sound very country. And it sounds like country from all sorts of different angles of country music, which we talked about before.
Here, you know what it would be interesting to do is listen to country or hillbilly music from the 40s, the early 40s.
Okay.
The 30s and 40s, and then see if there's you're seeing any connections between, because like we were saying earlier in the episode about country music, it doesn't sound like the country that we've been told country music is supposed to sound like.
Because I've only listened to country music starting in like the 80s, and I know some of the older 70s and but I don't know beyond that. So that is very interesting because that's probably when more Black artists were part of the genre,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that
Yeah.
for sure. I did isolate a couple of lyrics here that I liked. This one, there's a heat wave coming at us, too hot to think straight, too cold to panic, and all of the problems just feel dramatic. I like that little saying. I think this is a really fun song and really catchy, makes you want to kind of shake and move, and makes me want to put on some bedazzled country boots, cowboy boots. But who do you think is going to win in this category? Or who would you want to win in this category this year? What's your favorite song from the list?
Who would I want to win?
Yeah.
I'd like to.
Who do you think is not going to win? Let's go this way. Shabuzi, a bar song. Do you think that has a chance at winning?
I do. But I'm going to say that's lower on the list.
Yeah.
I don't think Chapel Roan is going to win. I think it's going to be I think Beyonce, Taylor Swift. I don't think Taylor Swift is going to win.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I think also people might be a little sick of Taylor Swift.
I don't know if that's the case.
But they're voting, right?
It could
like
be.
it could be like, okay, if I don't want to hear another thing about this person
True.
for a break, I just need a break from it all, right?
I just think there were other songs on her album on Fortnite that were better written.
Yeah.
But I guess they weren't released.
Yeah.
So I guess that's how they count it.
I do think the Birds of a Feather
Yeah.
is a high contender.
I think so too.
Americans love to be consistently, it's like when they write these TV shows and they're like usually about 9 or 10 seasons over the shark or whatever. They've jumped
Jump the shark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, Billie Eilish, she's already won 2. We have to keep consistent.
Right. I wonder. I mean, I actually think that's one of the better written songs on the list.
Yeah.
I think Chapel Roan's song was actually one of the better ones too. And I liked Please, Please, Please in terms of the writing.
But Billie Eilish is the safe
Right.
winner.
Yep.
And I think Kendrick Lamar could potentially be the winner because it also responds to the question of the Grammys' relevance.
Right.
Because
That's
there's a lot of
good
criticism
observation.
about the Grammys not being relevant and
Playing it
being
safe.
out of touch, playing it safe. And this would certainly contradict that.
Well, that is it. We're going to find out very soon who won the Song of the Year, as well as all the other amazing categories.
What are your predictions, listeners, for Grammy winners? Drop those predictions into our comments on our Instagram account. And our Instagram account is The Little Podcast. That's the LIITL podcast. But before we get into all the wrap up,
Right.
Priya, I want to thank you very much for this episode because you really carried it. As much as I did do some research and I did some
Yeah.
listening and thinking, I really did not have much to say about some of these some of these songs. I had less to say about opinions on some of the musicians and
Well,
stuff.
that's
But
what we're here for. It's all about opinions.
well, and I think there's also something like this kind of speaks to what this podcast is about as well. Like life is in the lyrics. Well, there are lots of lyrics out there, but what are
Yep.
the lyrics that speak to you? And, that's one of the things about going through these songs and the lyrics. Like some of them just don't speak to me. And so I'm like, I don't care. I don't really have much to say.
I mean, that's how it is with any entertainment, right? That's art.
Yeah.
We're going to react to different things.
Not great podcasting, but
No,
I appreciate that you really carried this one.
we all pulled our weight.
Thanks. Okay.
So, what's next for us, Mike? What are people going to listen to next time? We're talking love all next month because it's Love Month.
Yes. Lots of love.
Yes. So, next week,
What do we
tune
love?
in.
I love cookies.
Oh my God, I love sweet stuff sometimes.
You
but-
are sweet stuff, Priya.
Aw, thanks, Mike. But next week, we're going to talk about songs that remind us of our first love.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're going to have
Bring
to
out
go
the
way,
Kleenex.
way back. Oh boy, record scratch. How many years do we have to go back for that?
Yeah. All right. Thanks everyone for listening and have a great week. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye.